Just giving it a minute to do its thing. Okay, there we go. Sometimes like the lag is crazy. So, hi guys. Happy November 1st. Normally I know that I wasn't going to do these types of videos, but as you can see behind me, my room is no longer a disaster. It has been quite some time since I had actually cleaned this place up, and let me tell you, it was pretty bad. It has been the past 2 weeks have been kind of hard for me, mainly just because I'm just gonna move my mic a little closer here. Yeah, there we go. Mainly just because of work, and I think you can tell by the breakouts that I have on my face right now that it's just been one of those weeks. um, but like also like I said in my other video, that it's like I've been doing a lot of thinking and soul searching and just kind of putting a reset on my life. I mean, not to say that it's like I completely have everything reset, but just to kind of show you guys like the perfectly imperfect that happens. Um and like there's my Jack sweater. Get out of the way, drawstrings. Kind of wish that they could just stay up there because then it wouldn't take away from you know the overall picture. Yeah, and why am I still wearing this? Halloween's over. Well, it's comfortable, is all I can say. If I had any other reason to wear it, it would be because of that, because it's comfortable. And hopefully everybody had a good Halloween. We only had 4 kids out here, which is pretty sad. So, but all the more full grown chocolate bars for me. Um, yeah, so where the heck have I been lately? I mean, this isn't going to be like the live chat for the channel. I mean, I will be sure to let you guys know when I'm going to be doing that. Probably next weekend is going to be the next live chat. I will give you guys a heads up. I like doing the Saturday ramble because, it kind of gives me time to like rant to the internet and then, kind of get feedback on it, even though nobody gives me feedback on it, but that's okay. Um, yeah, I've been going through stuff and it's been affecting me pretty seriously. Um, I think anywhere from, my seasonal affective disorder kicking my butt and also just high functioning depression and, you know, stress, work, and meltdowns. God, I don't know why. It seems to be like almost every Thursday I have had a meltdown. And like for 2 weeks on Thursdays, I've had these crazy meltdowns where I just, once I'm in them, I'm in them. I can't get out of them. And it only seems to be at work because I don't know if I can really establish a routine at my job. Because once I try to establish a routine, there's always a change. And then I don't think I necessarily like the change. Or I also just don't like doing what's asked of me to do, like, or doing what I've been told, so to speak, I guess, because it's like I already know that it has to be done, so it's like, but I don't have time. And that was kind of what happened last Thursday, was that it was like a situation where it was like, okay, we got to get all of this done, blah blah blah. And then like so and so comes in and is like, oh, well, like, why isn't this stocked? Or why wasn't this cleaned out? Or why wasn't that? And I'm thinking, I'm like, yeah, if I just have this magical time that I will pull out of my butt, like it'll be handled. It'll be, completed or taken care of. And it's like, the time never comes. And then it's like, I'm already like, I'm already frantic. Like I'm getting pulled away from all of my other jobs and all of that, and then it just becomes chaos. And then it's like I think it's like just this energy dip of like after lunch from 2 o'clock to the end of my shift, I just have this like difference in energy. And then it's just like all like my mental capacity is already like gone. Like I just cannot process anything else, anything asked or anything, told to me. Like I can't figure it out anymore, and um I just can't process it anymore. And it's like my brain is just fried. And it's like, and then as like, people will try to explain it to me to my face, and then it's like I just sit there and I'm like, duh, what? Like I'm just like I'm waiting for the answer to come to me and the words to come to my mouth, but it's like I'm done processing for the day. And like I don't know if it's because I need like water or if I need coffee. I mean, sometimes coffee helps, but at that time, sometimes I'm heading home to go do my thing, and I find that if I have 3 cups of coffee on a work day, I will not sleep the night afterwards. So that's kind of tough. And then also, like, I've been having sleep issues for the last couple weeks, and I can't really sum it up as to what it is. I can't figure it out. I cannot figure it out. And I'm almost at that point of where I'm going to be starting doing therapy again because that just seems to be kind of the right move. Um, I mean, nothing's set in stone yet, but I'm still, going to be looking into certain things and, just trying to figure things out slowly but surely as I can. Um, because I need to. I absolutely need to. I just need to calm down and, you know, take things a little bit slowly. But, I feel accomplished today with getting all of this cleaned up and all of this fixed up. And I took some of my Halloween stuff down. Just some of the stuff that's like screams Halloween type of thing. But I still have all of my fall related stuff up. Like I have pine cones now instead of pumpkins because I figured I'm like, well, pumpkins are kind of like with Halloween, so I decided to just put those away for this year. Um, but I still have my acorn tree. I have it sitting right beside me here, so it's good. I'll have to replace the batteries in it at some point, but other than that, um, but yeah, there's a lot of changes that I have to do, and it's this type of thing is really taking a toll on my creative mojo again. And like I was checking, just how I was doing with views and whatnot, and it's just like I'm doing poorly. I don't know if it's because of ad blockers or if it's just because people like my reach isn't there. Um, but I don't know. I mean, probably because I haven't been consistent with content, and it's just like going through hard times, and like even some of the stuff that I thought should make me happy didn't make me happy. Like even kind of the last minute thought of wanting to dress up for Halloween was tough. Like it was just like I don't want to do it. And I'm like honestly I'm kind of at that point where I'm just like I can move on to 2026. Like I can just skip from Halloween to January because I'm tired. I'm done. Like I just I can't do it anymore. And I mean, of course, it's probably, just myself talking. Um, and, I mean, I'm always going to try to celebrate the small wins if I can, but just on a long monthly basis, it just, like, I don't know, it just seems to be that possibly I might have to look for a different job. Like, but I'm also afraid that if I go to another job and I do another job and I start having meltdowns at that place as well, then I will realize that my change in employment has been for nothing and that it's a very personal issue that I have to focus on. So, And of course, putting the work into myself is a lot more difficult when I'm able to do it, as opposed to hoping that the result is just going to land in my lap. So, there's a couple of things that I might be looking into. So there's going to be therapy for one, which is expensive. Possibly going to a psychologist to get an autistic or ADHD prognosis, which is probably going to be costly as well. And thirdly, probably and I'm probably going to try to do this very holistically. Like once I get the prognosis, I'm probably going to be, um, I'm going to try to do this holistically as much as I can, because I don't necessarily want to lean towards medication for whatever condition I may or may not have. Um, but also, it's like I don't want medication to change my brain to where it alters my creativity. You know what I mean? Like, I still want to have my creative moments of like, boom, like I have this idea and I can put it in my computer and I can put it on my YouTube. And I just don't really want anything to alter that. So that's kind of like the big thing. But I'll cross that bridge when I get there. I mean, they're like, that's still for like kind of like next year. And like, I know a lot of people are going to be shouting at me, like, why aren't you in therapy now? Or why aren't you talking? And it's like, I am talking. I mean, I've been talking to friends, but some of them have encouraged me to talk to a therapist. And I'm going to make the steps on doing that at some point. Probably not today because I have a lot more stuff that's going on. And I'm probably going to journal more, like actually pen to paper journaling instead of doing it electronically, because yeah. And like, is it odd that sometimes better, pardon me, that I feel better after I do it, because it's just such like a task of like that I'm already used to, and it's a routine that I'm used to doing, and that it's like, okay, it's not as stuffy, it's not as gross feeling, and it's not it's not as dirty. But I mean, I know that they say that having a clean space can also fix your general morale in total, and I believe that. And oh, by the way, this has been my breakfast. So yeah, poor eating habits. Hello. Hi. So oh, hi Brandy. You're here. What's going on? Just life, man. Life. Just kind of the same old, same old. I take a med for ADHD. It doesn't affect my creativity. It helps me to actually get things done in a very manageable way. I still struggle sometimes, but it's much more manageable with less meltdowns. Yeah. Because, and I'm saying, like, last Thursday, I just, while I was in my meltdown, I actually had managed to be crying tears because I was in that moment of, like, what the hell is going on? Like, it's like, I don't understand why these keep happening. And I have tried to figure out my triggers, and I have tried to, stop it before it gets to that point, or to have some sort of control on, about it, right? So it's like I just try to stop myself before it gets to a certain point, and then it's just like, well, no, it's like I can't, because it's just like everything is just like at my face all the time. And like, even though I was wearing my earplugs, everything was getting to me, whether it was like the temperature in the room, or whether it was people's attitudes, or whether it was just just all of the small stuff was coming at me all at once. And like, I was trying to tell myself, I'm like, okay, I need to get a grip, because all of this small shit doesn't matter. But in my mind, it's like, yes, it does. It does matter. And like, I think the thing that kind of set me off was like when so and so came in, and then she's like, oh, like, why isn't this shelf stocked? And here I am thinking, I'm like, well, do you not see what I got going on here? I have like 10 loads of laundry that I have to do, and like I have spray bottles that have been left empty with just a dribble of product in them that people are too lazy to fill up, that I have to refill. And then it's like I have rooms that I have to go and clean because you told me that it's like you can't do blah blah, you can't blah blah. And it's like I don't know. So it's like, okay, it's like, yeah, I'll pull this magical time out of my butt. Okay. Well, everybody else gets to do whatever it is that they do. And it's very smallish work compared to what I have to do when I'm running around literally cleaning shit out of people's pants. Because I found a pair of pants that was shit on, that was just left in the hamper. Yeah, people leave that for me. So it's like, thanks. Your room is very clean. Good job. Yeah, I didn't mop the floor because, well, it's kind of difficult with where I have my setup right now because I have a folding table, but it's just being held up by a couple of chunks of wood because I like sitting down, like rather than standing up at a desk. So I just kind of like keep myself sitting down and relaxing. But yeah, if I like, for me to move it all the time, I have to take everything off and then move it to one side and then do the thing. So it's like, oof. But yeah, it's looking a lot better than it was. Like I had crap everywhere just because of like of Halloween, and then like last ditch efforts to figure out, well, like if this costume doesn't work, then how the hell, like, and I'm gonna tell you guys right now, those vampire fangs, I thought that the contact, like that, like when Jeff wore his all the time, the contacts were bad. Mm-mm. Freaking customizing the fang to where it stayed on my tooth, and let alone like actually formed properly, was a nightmare. And I shouldn't have attempted it once I was already in a bad depressive state, because I was like already in that thought process of like, this isn't working, I fail, I suck, just that whole entire thing. So then I was like, okay, you know what, I'm going to sleep on it, and then maybe in the morning I might have time to do it and I might feel better. So I woke up that morning, and like I'm getting ready for work, and like, so I'm already in like a mad dash of like, I didn't even finish my coffee Friday morning. Well, I did, but it was already lukewarm by the time I got like all the tinier things done. So it's like I'm fiddling with the powder, which it looks like you're basically like doing like a drug type of thing. Like you open up the capsule and you pour the powder into the little mixing bowl, and then you add the like kind of the glue type of liquid that smells awful. It it smells awful. It like fills up the entire room, and then it's like, oh god, that's it's very strong. Um, so then you mix it into like this like kind of pasty goop, and then you have to like fill it into the fang properly to where it kind of makes like a wing inside of it, but then you have enough to where it'll fit onto your tooth, and then you basically just have to like hold it there until it starts to adhere to your tooth. And like the first time I tried, failed. It didn't work. It didn't stick, or either that or I didn't give it enough time. But so then I'm like, oh my god. So then it's like I tried it again, and I kind of just waited, and then sure enough, I was like, okay, let go. And then they didn't fall out. So I was like, thank God. And then the one eventually fell out, and I was like, oh crap. So then I just took like another drip of the liquid and then like mixed it into like the wing that was formed inside. And then I was like, I am going to stick you. You're going to you're gonna stick there, whether you like it or not. And I know that recommended, they say put them on your canines. Well, I got no canines. I don't know if you can see. I have no canines. Not at all. They're not there. So that makes it a lot more difficult. So I had to go to these two. Right there and right there. had to do those too. So that was a little bit more painful because it was like, ugh. So, but I did it. I did it. They kind of, like the customization could have been better, but I doubled up on the powder as opposed to liquid because like I went with two capsules as opposed to one, and that seemed to work. But all of the extra gel, it was like in the front of the thing, and it was like at the back. So then it was like anytime I smiled, you could see like just the adhesive peeking out from the sides, and I was like, "Ay!" But either way, I mean, it was like everybody still liked the costume, and I wasn't like caring too much about whether they look good or not. It wasn't about that. It was just like the whole idea of like coming into work, looking at me, and then going like, "Oh," So I was like, "Okay, good. Like I'm scaring people. That's great." But I tasted adhesive almost all day. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible because it's like my saliva was always building when I was wearing those things, and then it was like I'd go like, and I'd be like, "Bleh." Like it was just like all I could taste was just adhesive, and I'm like, "Oh, it's gross." But I know for future that when I have to recustomize the dang things, that um I'll be able to figure out how, like, I'll like fine tuning, right? Like because I was a virgin to that type of thing, so it was like, but I mean, it worked out great. And, we had fun time at the party. The residents enjoyed it. Like, we had fun. Um, yeah, like it was a good day. It was good for a Friday because it was like, I don't know if I would have been able to handle another day of me having a meltdown because I was so exhausted on Thursday. Like I was just so ready just to like pack it all in, literally. So people did start to get worried, and then people were telling me like, hey, you probably should call the crisis hotline, and I was like, no, I'm not at that point. I'm on the edge, but I'm not there. So, and like I had a Zoom chat with a couple of friends who I won't mention because I don't want them to feel bad, but I watched the entire thing and I was just sitting there like, just like no expression, nothing, because I was so numb. Like I had just gone into that feeling of depressive numbness that comes about every now and again, and it was just like, oh crap. Like at least thankfully I have an idea of what to expect when these things happen. Like when I go numb, it's like, okay, this is happening and it sucks, but it's like I just gotta do what I can and hang on and just ride it out. And, sometimes I just have to go to bed. Sometimes I just have to say, sorry, I meant to attend this thing, but I just have to go to sleep. I'm tired. I have to go to sleep. So that's kind of the part of it. But the more that I think about it and the more that I'm trying to process it, I'm kind of realizing that there may be some underlying issues or conditions that might be you know, affecting me a lot more than I am leading on. So, um, sometimes I kind of feel like this is the things that I would notice in my 20s as opposed to my 30s, but I'm realizing I'm a late bloomer. So, some of this stuff is probably, coming at me now instead of earlier on because just of like childhood trauma, stuff like that. It's like I'm a late bloomer when it comes to that. Like I'm trying to enjoy my teens when I was in my 20s, and now I'm starting to um you know experience my 20s and my 30s, and like I'm taking life one step at a time, and it's the first step to getting better is realization. Yeah. And I mean, like, even when I was with a therapist, like they had said that it's like, you're doing so well, like amidst everything that you have been through. Like it's like a lot of people who've gone through the stuff that's even on the crux of what you had to go through, or sometimes um for more not to say that there was any physical abuse that happened towards me, but for people who are in that type of a situation, it's like the fact that it's like you're still here and you've managed it this far without um it without having to go on a medication or having to go to a psych ward or having to do whatever. It's like it's inspiring, really. And like they've always said, good for you. And like, I mean, good for you is like as in good for you, yeah. So it's like it's hard to stay focused when you're not sure where to start. Yes. And like I always kind of tell myself that it's like the just the easiest way to start is just to start. Like, start anywhere, even if it's not you know correct, because I don't think that there's any rule book when it comes to doing a task. Just as long as it's getting completed and it's getting completed to where you're making progress and not perfecting anything, because we always get so stuck with perfection, right? Like, I get stuck with perfection all the damn time, because it's and it's like, well, I struggle every day to find the best way to make my day better. Treat yourself. There's actually a book that I had that talks about that. It's like, give yourself a daily treat yourself, and that's okay. That's why they say the devil is in the details. Yeah, like, the devil is definitely there, and it's like, it's always going to be yagging at you, going, hey, you haven't done this, hey. It's like, well, whatever. So I repeat that in my head, or I say it out loud. I just say progress over perfection. Like this room, for example, it's not perfect. There's still crap on the bed, as you can tell, but it's progress. It does not look like a tornado went through here and wrecked the entire place. So, and it smells better too. Like, it smells cleaner. It doesn't smell like that god awful adhesive. That stuff was. So, I just figured I was just going to come on here and give you guys a Saturday ramble and kind of, I don't know if this would even be considered an update. Like, it's just Friday was tough. Or not Friday, Thursday was tough. And like a lot of things had just kind of happened to where I had to hit that mental wall of like, I'm done. I can't do it anymore. I'm tired. This has got to stop. Like, the world can stop. You know what I mean? So, so yeah, it was like kind of like I was in that spot, and I was like, okay, I've been here before. This sucks because I want to enjoy things. I want to enjoy the things that I have been waiting all week to watch, or the things that I've been waiting in this like excitement for it. Like, even looking at the email that I had received, I'm just like, oh, that's cool. Like, no, oh my God, and no, like, oh, yay, just cool, whatever. It's so sad because it's like, I love getting emails from certain creators, and I love, hearing that it's like, yay, they're doing a new video or a new thing's coming out, and I'm excited for that. But it was just like, I couldn't be bothered. So, but when you're stressed and fatigued and worn out, you just kind of, you don't think about that stuff in the moment, because you're just like, I am tired and this fatigue is really dragging me down. So it's like I have to take it easier on myself. Always love seeing my best as mole rat. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So I think that is about it. I mean, I'm sorry that you guys showed up late. I mean, I didn't announce this or anything, and this is just it's random. It's random for a reason. Because yeah, I always do these randomly. So, but a good thing is that I did my clean I cleaned my room, I cleaned my bathroom, and I did my laundry. So there's 3 accomplishments that I can just knock off that I had been meaning to do since last weekend, but last weekend I couldn't do it. I could not find the strength to do it. So that really sucked. So I think I'm gonna jump off of here, get some water in me, and possibly food because I'm getting kind of hungry again because this is not holding me over. um, but yeah, and before I lose my voice entirely, because my throat's getting scratchy now from talking, so it's like better give it a rest. So I will see you guys later. I don't have any ideas for content just yet. I mean, probably going to be focusing a little bit more on holiday related stuff. So, if there's anything for like Christmas um related things, send them my way and I will get to work on that. My biggest project today is to get decor put up and ready for Christmas decorations. Dolly, you should probably wait until after Thanksgiving. I haven't watched it yet, Brandy. I have a lot of things that I have to catch up on because I had missed so much, and plus, like Friday, I was like, yeah, I'll watch whatever is going to be sent to me, but I'm waiting for a Saturday because then I'll have the time to actually sit back and enjoy it. So then I don't have to be like, oh, I have to watch this before I have to get ready for work. So need my feedback. Uh-oh. Uh-huh. Okie dokie. So I will see you guys later. But yeah, like Dolly, no offense, don't take it the wrong way, but I honestly think that people should start putting their Christmas decor up after Thanksgiving and after Remembrance Day specifically because you know, I mean, I won't get into it, but anyway, bye. Oh, hit the wrong button.